are live. Try to go a little bit earlier on my live, but the subject of this live tonight is going to be is the about politics, and we're going to talk about is the Democratic Party starting to win the race, because more and more I'm seeing on the news, and I'm watching the news now. It looks like the Democratic Party is starting to build momentum to the point where the Democratic Party looks like they are winning the presidential race. I'm a Donald Trump supporter, but as of right now, I'm getting a little bit nervous because I really believe that the Democratic Party is building momentum to a point where you cannot tell who's winning the race. So I got on here live tonight, the Aaron L. Show, August 22nd, 2024. It's about 74 days into the presidential election, and we're going to get on here tonight and we're going to talk about it. Do we think that the Democratic Party has built enough momentum to where they are winning the race for the presidential race right now? Hi, bro, I'm back. Hey, what's up, George? I appreciate you being back, George. Tonight, we're going to talk about, do we think that the Democratic Party is winning the presidential race? I'm watching the news, and all I'm seeing lately for the last couple of days is just stuff about the Democrats. I understand they doing that because I'm in California, and California is definitely a Democratic state, so they're not going to push Donald Trump a lot in California. So maybe that's why I'm noticing that I'm seeing a lot of the Democrats commercials, a lot of Democrats uh, rallies on the news and stuff like that. So, but for a Trump supporter, it's making me a little nervous because I'm seeing so much promotion of the Democratic Party that is making me believe that the Democrats are winning the race right now. And I want to get on here and talk about it. Hey, man, I appreciate it, George. Yeah, I got this jacket from Nike Outlet. Shannon, you say Jesus is coming? Yeah, one day Jesus Christ is coming. Could you guys give me a like if you watching the live? I really appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. This is the Aaron L. Show. I try to go live every night just to build the channel. You're definitely going to see loads of that in California. Yes, definitely. That's what I'm starting to notice. I'm seeing loads of commercials. They're showing all the rallies that the Democrats have right now, and it's making me really believe that the Democratic Party is starting to win the race. And I'm kind of getting nervous as a person that is going to vote Trump in California. But I understand this is a Democratic state. Maybe that's why it looks like, they're making us believe that the Democrats are in the lead of this race, because all I'm seeing is commercials. That's all the news is talking about. And it's just crazy right now just to see the momentum that the Democratic Party is building. And to me, I don't know if I'm the only person, but it seems like to me like the Democrats have a lot more celebrities than the Republicans do. When they had the last rally, it's all over the news in California. They had the Obamas there, the Clintons. They had the head coach to the Golden State Warriors. They had a lot of other celebrities, a lot of people in the Bay Area that grew up with Kamala Harris. And it really made me believe like, okay, well, the Democratic Party is building so much momentum. Donald Trump, he's, on the other side of the United States, he's in North Carolina and Pennsylvania, and he is campaigning. And maybe in those states, that's more of a Republican state. They are pushing Donald Trump a lot harder. And on their TV and on their commercials, they're seeing a lot of Republican Party commercials and stuff like that. But in California, they are pushing the Democratic Party so hard that if you are hoping Trump wins the presidential candidacy, you do not see it out here. It's making you start to believe like the Democrats have gained leverage. Bro, that's right. Vote for Trump. Yes, I'm definitely voting for Trump. I'm in New York and I'm seeing a lot of Democratic videos too. Yes, man. Emma, yes. Yes, they pushing the Democrats hard right now. I mean, they got Kamala Harris on the ticket. I think they got the senator out of Arizona. He came out of NASA. I think he was a military guy. I mean, it's a great story. We got Donald Trump. But Trump himself is a United States celebrity. Everybody knows Trump. You go around and ask anybody you walk on the average street and ask them, hey, have you heard of Donald Trump? They know exactly who Donald Trump is. So Yeah, it's a little nerve wracking if you want to see Trump win the presidential race to live in California, and every commercial and every night on the news, all they're doing is promoting the Democratic Party. And I definitely understand that California is a Democratic state, but it makes you start to sit back and think like, is Trump winning this race, or is this race a lot closer than what I think it is? Because before, when it was just Trump and Biden, I thought that the Democratic Party was losing and Trump was winning by a landslide. Now, all of a sudden, it's kind of making me look at the race and go, man, this is a race. It doesn't look lopsided no more. When Biden was in office and it was just Biden and Trump, they were promoting Trump out here just as much as Biden. Now, all of a sudden, the narrative have switched to where all they're doing is promoting Kamala Harris in California. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that's in California, they feel the same way, that this race has tightened up. This is not a lopsided race anymore. This race is starting to get somewhat even, or is the Democratic Party winning? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I just want to talk about it. Biden is eating his chocolate and ice cream. Yeah, Biden probably is at the house with his feet kicked up. But what they done did was Biden has backed Kamala Harris. She has all the delegates she needs so that she can actually run for president. They just had the campaign that everybody's showing their support for from the Democratic Party. Old presidents, all the senators. A lot of people that grew up with her told the story when they met her in college and stuff like that. So, I mean, they had a big thing out here because she's from San Francisco. So they had a big thing out here for Kamala Harris, and all the Democratic Party got behind her. And it was a big, big, big campaign that night for Kamala Harris to induct her as she's officially running for president of the United States. Now, what I'm sitting back looking at as a person that want to support Trump and I want to vote for Trump, I'm sitting back thinking to myself, given that I'm in California, I'm like, wait a minute, it looks like we're losing. It really looks like we're losing, because you could go back maybe a month and a half ago when Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they had the debate. I mean, I walked away from the TV after that debate and I was just like, man, Joe Biden got too old. He's lost for thought. And Trump capitalized on that. Trump made sure everybody realized that he could not put his words together like he was supposed to. He really didn't have himself together on stage, and he looked like he was slipping a little bit. And Trump capitalized on that. And when they walked away from that debate, it looked like Trump was going to win the presidency by a landslide. And Joe Biden backed out the race, put Kamala Harris in there, and she talks a little more better. She got the women behind her because they're really going to support a woman to be president. Women always push for equal rights, and I understand that, and I push for equal rights for women. But, at the end of the day, it's about your policies in the direction you want to put the United States in. So, after a while, she's going to have to get up there and let us hear her policies and her views and her outlook on the way she wants things to go. And we have got to that point where she's doing that. And it seemed like they're still building momentum. So I'm on here trying to see what everybody has to say about the presidential race right now, because I feel like the Republicans, for somehow, I don't know how the narrative has turned, but the Republicans seem like they're losing the race. I don't know if they're doing that because we're in California and this is a Democratic state. So I'm seeing more Democratic commercials. I'm seeing the Democratic Party being pushed a lot more in California. But right now, it seems like to me that the Democratic Party has somehow took the lead on this race. And I really don't understand it because, like I said, when Joe Biden and Donald Trump had the debate, when they left that debate, it seemed like Trump was going to win this race by a landslide. It seems like Trump was going to win this race by landslide. Could I please get some likes on the channel? I appreciate you guys. Could you like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed? This is the Aaron L. Show. We are talking about politics tonight, and I'm in California, and I'm just talking about how I feel like the Democratic Party is somehow starting to leverage their weight in the lead of this race. I really don't understand it because, like I said, I thought Trump had a landslide victory. It was just coast to the finish line. Now all of a sudden they are pushing Kamala Harris so hard that it feels like the Democratic Party has took the lead on this race. I like this live, everybody. Yes, and I appreciate you, George. Yeah, and it's just got me kind of at work, and I'm watching YouTube, and I get home and I watch the news, and that's all you see. I'm watching the news right now, and all they're talking about is the Democratic Party, and why everybody should vote Democrat. But I understand I am in California. It's because everybody is tired of all the negative of Trump. He's only in it for himself. Yeah, Trump, one thing about Donald Trump, he can rub you the wrong way. But the whole thing is that's personality. And I definitely understand that part. Yes, Trump does have a personality that's not really likable. But the one thing about Donald Trump that I like is Trump is a hardliner. And right now, we need somebody that's going to be tough that can go up against these other countries and leverage things in America's favor. You know, we ship a lot of things in from India, China. You know, we do business with Russia with oil. The Saudis, they got the oil. I mean, we need somebody that's going to be able to go in there hardline against these countries and get things how they supposed to be. He's old school New York. Exactly. He's old school. I get it. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Um, Look, you know nothing about global politics. Let's be honest here. Yeah, you're right. I don't know nothing about global politics, so that's why I never admit to being an expert. But one thing I do know is that the Saudis they have oil. I know that we do business with Russia and we get oil from Russia too. And I know that we get a lot of things from India. A lot of these countries, America, we really don't make a lot of stuff. What we do is we ship in a lot of stuff. Now, if you haven't been watching my channel, I am a local truck driver. I'm in a freight industry. So, I see how the president affects us from the job that I do every day for work. When Donald Trump was in office, we had more freight. A lot of more things came in from Russia. So it's just, I am knowledgeable of some things, but I don't know everything, and I will admit that. But one thing I am going to admit that I like Trump and I'm voting for Trump this year and I'm in California and it seems like the Democratic Party is starting to leverage this race. Now, I want, everybody to tell me, do they feel the same way? Do they feel like Trump is still going to win the presidency by a landslide? And what people think out there. If you like the channel, could you please give me a like? Could you subscribe to the channel? This is the Aaron L. Show. We're talking about politics tonight. We're talking about the Republican Party. Are we still in the lead on this race? Or is the Democratic Party starting to build momentum and have they took the lead? That's what we're talking about because, like I said, I'm in California. Kamala Harris, she is pushing. She's pushing that abortion. A lot of people are backing that abortion bill she wants to push through. Donald Trump, he's pushing the border. He want border reform. He want a lot of people that's illegals in the United States not to be in this country. And Kamala Harris, she's talking about getting the grocery bills down and getting inflation down and a lot of different things like that. So they kind of, if you look at them, they're kind of same with policies in certain ways, and in certain ways they are a lot different. But my thing is, the one thing that I wanted to try to talk to you guys about on this live is that if Kamala Harris do win the presidential nomination, do we feel that these other countries overseas, like one person just commented about global politics, can Kamala Harris go overseas and push America's agenda at the global stage? When we have to get at the table and negotiate with these other countries for oil and these trade deals and all the things that we have to do overseas, can Kamala Harris go overseas and push America's agenda? And will these other countries respect her? Will the North Korean president respect her? Will the Saudis respect her when she goes overseas for the oil? Will Putin respect her in Russia? Will the Chinese president respect her when we have to sit down with them about trade agreements and stuff like that? So I feel like to a certain extent, that's where Trump edges her at. Trump has already done business with these guys. He already have things in place with these guys because Trump was president before. So he actually knows how to sit at the table with a lot of these other countries and negotiate deals that's going to work out in America's favor. But like I said, I'm in California. Everything on the news is talking about Kamala Harris. They're definitely pushing a Democratic agenda in California. And it's making me, as a person that's voted for Trump, I'm not really all the way sold that I am a Republican. I do like Trump agenda and I do like Trump. I'm not all the way sold on being a Republican, but I do like Donald Trump. I do like how Donald Trump helped America when he was president for 4 years, because I look back and I think about that when Trump was president, COVID hit. So that we really actually didn't really get to see everything that Donald Trump was going to do for the country because COVID hit during the time Donald Trump was president. So it kind of altered everything that he was going to be able to do because he had to shut the country down, shut the borders down. He had to stop people from coming into this country. He had to pull a lot of our military back and make sure they're safe overseas. And there was a lot of things that he had, the policies he had to put in place. You know, he had to, they were working on a vaccine. They were, signing a lot of bills so that they can get the vaccine pumped through the United States. So we didn't really get to see actually what Donald Trump could do in a smooth presidential, in a smooth 4 years. Now Donald Trump, he just really need to focus on the inflation. He want to focus on the border. Okay, we got Kamala 2024. We got Trump. We got a lot of people. Like I said, could you give a like to the channel? I really appreciate you guys. Tonight we're talking about politics. We're talking about the Democratic and the Republican Party. Like I said, I'm in California and I'm starting to really see the Democratic Party is pushing real hard. They did say Kamala Harris, she's been coming out here. I think they said she's already made $500 million for the Democratic Party. And to me, in California, it seems like they're putting that $500 million to work because, it's commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial. They are pushing the Democratic Party really hard in California right now. And as a person that want to see Trump win the presidency, because I'm in the trucking industry, I feel like Trump helped us out immensely in the trucking industry. To see Kamala Harris looks like she's starting to leverage her way and win the presidential race is kind of tough and hard, a tough pill to swallow. So I want to hear from you guys on my live. Do you think that Donald Trump is still winning the race? Will he win it by a landslide? Or do you feel like Kamala Harris is actually starting to gain momentum and she is starting to take the stage and we might have our first woman president of the United States? That's what I'm trying to figure out because it's so tough right now to try to look at the race and see who do you feel is winning. It's kind of not really as lopsided as it was because, like I said, I'll go back to something I said earlier, is when Joe Biden and Donald Trump had their first debate. Joe Biden was up there, getting lost for words. Donald Trump was putting a lot of pressure on him. He was taking a long time to respond. And, you kind of saw where Joe Biden was slipping at. Donald Trump looked at a lot sharper. He was giving his agenda, letting you know what direction he wanted the United States to go in. And when they left that debate, I felt confident that the Republican Party was going to win a presidential race by a landslide. It was no doubt in my mind. I'm like, okay, Trump is going to be the next president. You could see it. Biden is slipping. And then Donald Trump, he capitalized on it even more because after that, he, started getting on his Instagram and getting on his YouTube channel. And in every speech he had, he was making everybody very knowledgeable that Biden was slipping. He was lost for thought. He don't know what direction he want to go with the country. Inflation is high. Gas is high. Groceries is high. And, Donald Trump was letting everybody know that this was his fault. This is the Democratic Party's fault, why the food prices is high, why gas is high, and why everything is the way it is. And Donald Trump actually capitalized on his position to win a presidential race after him and Joe Biden had the debate. Now, Joe Biden, he bags out and he puts Kamala Harris into the presidential race. And now, for some reason, a month and a half later, the Democratic Party has momentum right now that's just astronomical. If you looked at that last rally they had, that building was jam-packed. It was jam-packed. It almost looked like a concert or some type of celebrity event. I'm in California watching it like, the Democratic Party done got strong. Kamala Harris is too soft. Exactly. She might be soft. She might not be. And, we don't want to say this because she's a woman. I love women and I got a lot of women in my family. So we're not going to call her actually soft. We just going to say that, can she deal with the global politics? Can she sit at the table with the Saudis? Can she sit at the table with the Chinese president? Can she go to North Korea? Can she go to China and sit down with Putin? Can she deal with a lot of these hardliners that's going to be really tough to deal with when you're trying to deal with trade agreements and you're trying to get things leveraged in America's favor? We still buy oil on the global market. We buy a lot of our grains and stuff on the global market. We still trade steel and stuff like that with China and all these other countries. There's a lot of things that we do And we sign bills and we protect other countries. China is looking at Taiwan. Taiwan make a lot of the chips for these huge chip companies, Apple and Nvidia and AMD. What does China decide to right when Kamala Harris wins the presidential race, if she wins it, which I think Donald Trump will? But let's just hypothetically say Kamala Harris wins the presidential race and then China evade Taiwan. Is Kamala Harris ready and equipped mentally to deal with something like that? Will she pull the trigger? Is she ready to go all the way if we go into a serious, massive war right when she become president? That's a lot of things that we have to look at. We're looking at their agenda when they're talking about tax rates and tax hikes and, how they're going to lower gas and how they're going to lower food. And, she's got her abortion rights and Roe versus Wade. I understand all the stuff that she's trying to push, and I really respect, the angle she's taking. But at the same time, we also have to sit back for a second and think, if Kamala Harris becomes president, what if the United States goes to war? What will happen right there? I thank you guys for watching this, the Aaron L Show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I have 57 people in my live. Can you guys please give me some likes? Let's try to get the likes up to at least 25, 30, you guys. We got 62 people in here. Can I get at least about 25, 30 likes? It helps support the channel. I really appreciate you guys. So now, what am I trying to say is if we do go to war with another country, is Kamala Harris ready to push that agenda? Now, one thing that I say about Trump is Trump did get on stage and he said himself that there never would have been a war. There never would have been the war that we just had overseas with Israel and those other countries over there with Russia if he was in presidency, because they knew that Donald Trump will do what he have to do. Donald Trump said in a speech that he will tell other countries right to their face if it's certain things that you do that we don't like over here as Americans, we will basically, not to say it blunt like that, but he'll come crush you. He'll come crush you. Trump, that's one thing I say about Trump. People say Trump is weird and he says stuff that doesn't make sense. But one thing about Trump, he has no problem with telling you straight to your face, if you violate any of the rules of America or trade agreements, or you try to attack a country that we are partners with, he will crush you. Trump has no problem with telling you that. So at the same time, I believe that's why a lot of people would turn their nose to some of the stuff that Trump says, but at the same time, they're going to vote for him because he seems like a strong person that will, when it comes down to it, he will do what he got to do. And we all as Americans have people that we know that's like that. You might not want to hang with them. You might not be friends with them, but we have some friends when things get kind of messy. You got that friend you can call that's going to do what he got to do no matter what it is. So at the same time, Trump is that guy. And a lot of people believe in that strong strength that Trump exuberates when he gets on a microphone and he tells you, if Putin disrespects America, if North Korea disrespects America, he will crush them. Trump has no problem with saying that. And that's why I vote Trump. I like Trump. And I believe Trump has always been a businessman. That's how he gained his wealth, through negotiations and business and stuff like that. And I believe that Trump is definitely a person that's well equipped to keep this economy on top like America's always been. Now, Kamala Harris, like I said, again, I'm in California. And right now, the Democratic Party is pushing Kamala Harris full speed ahead. I mean, it's all over the news. It's all over everything you see, commercials. They said she made $500 million campaigning in America and all over the United States. And she's definitely taking that 500,000. She's 500 million. My mistake. She's taking that 500 million and she's putting it to work right now. So what do you guys think? Trump is a businessman and the man knows strategy inside and out. Exactly. That's what Trump is. You can say a lot of things about Trump, but when you go to Las Vegas, what do you see? The Trump Towers. Trump does business. Trump knows how to negotiate at the table. Trump is one of those guys that when you sit at the table and the money's on the table, he's going to make sure he negotiates his fair share of that money off that table. Trump is not going to allow you to leave the table without him having a deal that's in his favor. Could I please get some likes? I appreciate you guys. Could you like, subscribe to the channel? I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get the channel monetized. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you just come in for a minute just to see what I'm talking about, this is the Aaron L Show. We try to keep this channel legit. I don't get on here and, mess around. I try to tell you guys how I feel about certain things. Right now, we're talking about politics. I'm in California, and I feel like the Democratic Party is building a lot of momentum. And I feel like right now I cannot tell whether the Democratic Party or the Republican Party is winning. Now, I am a Trump supporter. I have no problem with admitting that. I support Trump. I'm in California. But right now, I feel like the Democratic Party is definitely pushing real hard to get themselves in position to steal the presidential race. And I just want to know how people feel. We're going to go to the comments for a second. I'm in Illinois. We don't have capitalism problems. We have a government distribution problem. We have a government that does not care for the small person, but cares for the illegal immigrants. You're absolutely right. And I'm surprised that Illinois have a lot of illegal immigrants because you guys are kind of far away from the border. But one thing I will tell you is California, I don't know how many people's illegal immigrants. I don't want to, start to stereotype people like that, start running around saying everybody's illegal. But we definitely have a border problem here. It's a lot of Latinos here, and they come over here for the American dream. A lot of things that we take for granted in America, a lot of people are coming here from other countries and realize America have a lot of opportunities. It's the land of milk and honey. You can come to America and get milk and honey very easy, especially if you was in a country that really wasn't giving anything to the citizens. You can come over here to America and stand in the street and panhandle and people give you money. So that's how much money is flowing in the United States. You can actually walk up to people and ask them for money and they'll give it to you. It's that much money flowing here. So if it's that much money flowing in this country, why do you think people who live somewhere else suffering is coming over here, man? Because America give you food stamps to go grocery shopping. They give you housing. They give you everything. You can go to churches and get food. They'll get all canned goods and meats and vouchers and all type of stuff. So America definitely take care of the people here. And that's why a lot of people from other countries are coming over here because America is the land of milk and honey. Yes, crumb crab. Yeah, exactly. We need a request on all that money donated to Kamala Harris. Exactly. Kamala Harris has over, they said 500 million. And I don't even know if that's an accurate number. But what I will tell you is that she's definitely spending it right now. The Hunter, DNC always give candidates a bump, but Hillary was way up. Okay, my bad. Emma Wolf, New York too, $5 billion worth of it. Yeah, exactly. Crumb crab. We need a follow request on all that money. Come on, I just read that one. You absolutely right. Emma Wolf, very true. Exactly. The Hunter, we want to see a funny look on someone's face when they ask for money, offer to buy them something to eat. Exactly. Yeah, when somebody come up to you and they panhandling, hey bro, you think you got $1? And you say, man, well, look, I'm not gonna get $1, but if you want a cheeseburger, I give it to you. We know they're gonna take the cheeseburger, but they really wanted that $1 because they really was not trying to buy no food with that. They're gonna tell you they are, but they're not gonna buy food with that. We know where they're going with the money. We're not gonna talk about that. Is that Rain Man? She's getting China money too. Exactly, she's definitely getting China money. Dan, I see you. Shout out to you, Dan. Shout out to Rain Man. Shout out to the Hunter. Shout out to Emma Wolf. I appreciate you guys for commenting and interacting with the channel. We got Dan over here. It won't be that way for long. The milk and honey will dry up. Exactly, the milk and honey is going to dry up. But you have to also say that America, given that we were born in America, and America is definitely a competitive country. That's one thing about America. It's very competitive, and it's competitive from the day you start school. They start to grade you, and they start to see who is going to achieve the goals that set forth. And as they grade you and you pull good grades and you pull higher grades, as you enter into high school, that's when they start giving you academic scholarships for your academic excellence. And they start to separate people in the workforce. So this country is very competitive. This is not a country that you can sit around and not do anything, because what's going to happen is you're going to suffer while you sit right next to people who's living very comfortable. And that's one thing about this country. You can go to any city all over the United States and drive to the worstest part of the city and then get on the freeway and drive 30, 40 minutes and you'll be in the suburbs. So the rich are sitting right next to the poor. So this is a real competitive country. And one thing about people that's in another country that's suffering, they come here and they want the opportunity, and the opportunity is endless here. Emma Wolf, since the day you're born, you're judged. Exactly. They judge you second you get here. So it's like you have to be ready for this competition in America if you want to succeed. If you want to succeed in this country, you got to be ready for the competition. It's going to be a fierce competition. The jobs are competitive. Every job you go to for an interview, they're interviewing one or two other people. Whoever's well spoken, look the sharpest, more qualified, gonna get the position. So we're definitely in a competitive country, and you got to step up to the plate. Now, what we can't do now, yeah, it doesn't need to be a lot of illegals here. It doesn't need to be a lot of illegals in this country, but at the same time, we can't sit and complain about the competition. Because what they're doing coming over here and they're ready to compete. The landscaping jobs, the carpenter jobs, the plumber jobs, garbage trucks, electricians. They're coming in and they're attacking these trades. And a lot of them have got green cards. They're legal to work and be here. So it's like they're definitely coming over here with the competitive edge. And one thing about America, we've been getting that milk and honey for so long. I think we're getting a little intimidated that we have to work a little harder for it. We've been getting it kind of easy for a while, and now we got these other countries. These people are coming over here, and it's getting real competitive for this milk and honey in America. I can't. David Duncan, falling is part of life. Trump don't fall in his turn. Exactly. Trump is gonna do what he got to do, man. Emma Wolf, you're a truck driver. There are a lot of immigrants in trucking. Exactly. The trucking industry is competitive. Exactly what I'm saying. I work with a lot of Latinos right now. I work for Oak Harbor Freight Lines. So a lot of Latinos work at that country, man. But like I say, man, they just want the same opportunities that we want. You know what I mean? That's one thing I'll say about them. I haven't met too many of them that's not willing to get up and work just as hard as I am for a day's pay. Um, Kamala is going to win. Kamala could win this race. Like I said, that's one thing about this channel. I'm not going to be lopsided to what somebody else thinks. Like I said, I'm a Trump supporter, but I definitely understand that it's a race. And it's just like a football or basketball game. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. I definitely understand that. They're coming in a little too fast. I can't get them. But, like I said, I'm a Trump supporter. And like I said, I am in California. And I just want to get people's opinion of, do you think that the Democratic Party is starting to edge this race and that the Republican Party need to pick it up some because the Democratic Party is building momentum? That's what I'm looking at. Is the Democratic Party starting to build momentum to a point where Trump is starting to lose this race? It's making me nervous. I got 53 people in my channel. Could you guys please give me some likes? Please, let's get those likes up. The most likes I ever had was 33. Can I break that record tonight? I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about, is the Democratic Party starting to edge this race? Because one thing I'm starting to notice is like they said, Kamala Harris has had $500 million donated to her party. And to me, she's spending that money. She's bankrolling that money. If you go on Facebook and Instagram and you scroll through and start seeing short videos, you're seeing commercials of Kamala Harris promoting the Democratic Party and pushing her agenda. The California news is pushing the Democratic Party really hard right now. And the Democrats are really just pushing and pushing. And only thing I'm seeing Trump on is on YouTube. I'm seeing the places that he's at campaigning, but I don't see on the news in California. I mean, it's a Trump blackout. I'm going to be honest, it's a Trump blackout in California. There's nothing getting pushed Donald Trump in California. So a person that's in California that is a Trump supporter, you're actually seeing nothing. There's nothing on TV. There's nothing on the news. The only thing we're getting to see is Trump on YouTube. It's 50-50. Exactly. That's what I'm starting to think right now. Emma Wolf, I really think that it's 50-50 right now. I really think it's 50-50 because the Democratic Party is pushing right now, and they have a whole lot of celebrities. Have anybody noticed that it's a lot of people from the Democratic Party that's in the United States that's actually like celebrities? I appreciate the likes, you guys. I got 13 likes. Let's try to run them likes up, man. Show me some love. Crumb Crab. Biblically speaking, the advertisers plays by the same rules we do, and the information cannot be erased. He will do whatever he can to keep us from it, but it's their star hunting folks. God bless you. Exactly. I appreciate you, Crumb Crab. Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I said, the media can make you believe anything they want you to believe, really, because the media controls the information. And that's one thing I noticed. The media controls the information, and whatever the media wants us to see and believe, that's what they're going to push. So that's what's making me kind of nervous that the media is pushing Kamala Harris to the point they're pushing her. I really believe the powers that be that are behind the scene has made a decision that they want Kamala Harris to win a presidential nomination. And that's what I'm starting to realize, because Donald Trump, like I said, Donald Trump is kind of, like I said, he has a personality that will run you the wrong way. But in my heart, I believe Trump is a good guy. Trump will rub you the wrong way in certain aspects, but Trump is a good guy. And Trump definitely knows how to go overseas and talk to these other countries and get the American agenda across. And then when it comes here, Trump is tough on crime. He said the first thing he's going to do is start digging for oil so he can get the oil prices down, so we don't have to be so dependent on overseas oil. That's one thing about America. We are too dependent on overseas oil. And then I noticed they're not really pushing the electric car industry like they was. At first, America was giving people real big subsidies to buy electric cars. Now they kind of pulled back on that, which hurt the electric car industry. So to me, I think the powers that be is really trying to push the gas power vehicles right now. I don't think they want the electric car industry to really push to the level that it was going to push. But then one thing I got to say, because this is an investment channel too, and I'm going to just put this out there. If everybody noticed when Elon Musk and Donald Trump had that conversation together, Elon Musk is definitely working with Donald Trump a little bit, because he's trying to push an agenda for the electric car industry. So for an investor, that have to be massive. Let's go to the comments a little bit. Emma, Trump is old school New York. That's just how we talk in my state. We're blunt but loving. Exactly. And that's what I feel, and I'd rather somebody, where I'm from in California, we just call it keeping it real. You know what I mean? Trump gonna keep it real. And then another thing we say where I'm from is we ain't gonna sugarcoat it. We're gonna give it to you raw. We're gonna give it to you raw just how you're supposed to hear it. So Trump is one of those guys that'll look you straight in the face and tell you how you feel about you. And I respect a person that would do that more than somebody that'll talk behind my back and I have to have someone else come to me and tell me what they said. I'd rather somebody just tell me straight to my face how you feel about me, and I respect your opinion, because I don't feel the same way about myself, especially if it's negative. If it's some information that I can kind of take and go, what, I needed to hear that, and I need to, I'll look into that in myself and I'll work on that. You know what I mean? But, I respect Trump because he's just one of those type of guys that's going to tell you straight to your face, hey, look, this is what it is. You guys might don't want to hear it, but this is what it is, and this is what it ain't. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I respect Trump for that. David Duncan, diluted, exactly. Emma Wolf, me too. Let's talk. If you got things to say about me, let's fix it. Exactly. If you got something to say about me, let's talk about it. But like I say, if a person pull me to the side and they want to talk to me and it's just all negative, I'm probably gonna just push off. You know what? I don't got, because I can't feed into that energy. Now I could be immature and try to match that energy, then guess what? We just stuck there. You know what I mean? So one thing about me is I'm trying to live my life a lot different. So when I see somebody that's on some negative energy, if you telling me something that's more hurtful than helpful, then I really don't got time to hear it. So I'm kind of majority of the time, I'm going to push off on you. I'm going to politely bow out. Hey, man, I got something to do, man. I really ain't got no time to deal with that, But, let's stay on topic. So like I said, we're talking about politics tonight. And I noticed that the Republican Party looks like they're struggling a little bit. They're getting a little stagnated. They are getting a little stagnated, and I think the Republican Party need to get a jump on our car and get this car back rolling, because the Democrats look like they have high octane in their car and they are moving right now. So, like Emma Wolf, she just said that she feels like it's a 50-50 race. I feel like it's a 50-50 race too right now. And I feel like the Democratic Party is starting to edge us somehow. I don't understand how it happened. Like I said, when Donald Trump and Joe Biden had that debate, they had the debate. Joe Biden looked like he was stagnated. He really was lost for words. He was stuck in thought. He couldn't really come back with the answers he needed to, enough to kind of deal with Donald Trump, how smooth Donald Trump was kind of saying everything. And when Donald Trump left that podium, he jumped right on a plane. In his next campaign, he exploited that. He exploited that, and everybody saw it. The media just erupted with the fact that Joe Biden looked like he's missing a step. He's slipping. He's too old. He doesn't need to be president anymore. He's kind of lacking in the area. And Donald Trump exploited that. And from that point forward, it seemed like the Republican Party was going to win the presidency by a landslide. Now, all of a sudden, they backed Joe Biden out, put Kamala Harris in there. Now, all of a sudden, Kamala Harris, it looks like the American public just erupted off of her right now. I don't understand what happened. The American public has erupted, and then she's a woman. I'm pretty sure 8 out of 10 women are voting for Kamala Harris just on the fact that she's a woman. You know what I mean? They're going to support women, and that's just how it goes, because they know more than likely she's going to support women's rights. You know, and that's one thing Trump going to have to deal with. He's going to have to figure out a way to talk to the woman voter and get the woman voter to understand that he understands the things that they need, and he's going to put policies in place to help women, because that's one thing that's tough on Donald Trump right now is he's running against a woman, and women are going to support her just on the fact that they understand that another woman can understand a woman's agenda, and she's going to put policies in place that's going to help women. So I think that's one thing Trump is dealing with right now, the Republican Party. Trump needs to get in front of the microphone, in front of camera, and he needs to sell his agenda to women and let him know that he understands the policies that they need in place. He has things like this, that, and this that's going to help women to get ahead. He believes in equal rights. He believes in fair opportunity for women, fair wages for women, and he has to talk to the woman voter, because he's going up against a woman president, and 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, a woman is going to vote for another woman to be president, because it's just women supporting women. You know, you can't, that's one thing you're not going to be able to compete against, is another woman supporting a woman over a man. It's not really going to happen a lot of times like that. I got 57 people in my live. Could you please give me some likes? I had 33 likes is my most likes on my live. I appreciate you guys. You can help me get it up to 33 above. Let's see what we got here. Blackjack 87, Kamala 2024, Emma Wolf. Let's be honest. The last thing that's on the list, women are all right here in America. Exactly. Women are all right here in America. Sassy me, I'm a woman, and I will never vote for Shmala. Okay, I understand you, sassy me. I see. Angela Wilson. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. God has already promised his children Trump will be reelected. Trump, exactly. So we got a lot of Trump supporters in here, and we got some Kamala supporters in here. But like I say, I am a Trump supporter, and I appreciate you guys for watching the channel. This is the Aaron L Show. We're live, and we're just talking about politics tonight, and we're just talking about do we feel like the Democratic Party are they edging out the Republican Party? We got 74, 73 days until the election. So do we feel like the Republican Party needs to put a pep in a step? You know, I feel like we got so cocky when we left the debate that we felt like we were just going to cruise to the election. You know, now they backbiting out, and they put Kamala Harris in there. And for some reason, it seems like, I don't know if it's just because I'm in California, which is a Democratic state, and they are just pushing Kamala Harris a lot harder in this state. But it is truly making a person in California believe that the Democratic Party they're right there. They're right there, man. They're right there. So I appreciate the likes, you guys. I'm up to 17. Let's get these likes up to over 30. I really appreciate you guys. Let's go to the comments. Carl Taylor, I don't want my kids going to a racial jungle biting. I understand, man. You know what? We all got our opinions. You know, I try to stay away from race on this channel because that's like a real sticky subject, you know. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. Emma Wolf, that's cool. I don't hate anyone for who they vote for. That's what makes us Americans, but it doesn't matter. It's up to the electoral college. Exactly. You're right. And that's one thing I noticed. You know, they be counting those votes, but they definitely be counting those electoral college, like you just said. There's some other stuff that has to go on. And if you don't get a certain amount of those, you will not be nominated as president. And that's one thing I noticed. Let's go to the comments. Hey, bro, I'm from Indonesia. Hey, man, shout out to Indonesia, man. Indonesia in the building. No, Joe Biden said this. Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing, Mike D. Them Dems could have a broom running for president and Cali would still go blue. Hey man, you absolutely right. That's one thing about California. California is a blue state. Emma Wolf, that's right, my guy. Yeah, California is a blue state, man. Definitely. Oh, you know the thing for Biden. Exactly, man. California is a blue state, and that's one thing I'm starting to notice, given that I'm supporting Donald Trump this year, and I really like Donald Trump, and I was hoping that Donald Trump would win the nomination so that I can vote for him because I really believe, like I said, Trump did not have a fair shake the last time he was president. We went through the pandemic, and he had to deal with a lot of things like that, and I think that really kind of stagnated the things that Donald Trump was going to be able to do for the United States. So now that Donald Trump is running for president again, I really feel like once he wins this campaign, he's going to have a fresh 4 years. It's not going to be it's a fresh 4 years, but I feel like it's going to be without COVID. And I think that we'll really see the agenda and the things that change when Donald Trump is in there because I just feel like overall, he's a better businessman. He's a better thinker. I think that he can deal with the global politics a lot better than Kamala Harris. And I feel like it's a lot of things that Donald Trump is going to be able to change in this country that's going to help the average citizen. I appreciate you guys. If you could like the channel, subscribe to the channel. This is the Aaron L Show. We talking about politics tonight. I'm definitely rocking with Trump. If you guys rocking with me with Trump, I sure appreciate it. If you Kamala Harris, I appreciate you too. We just in here just voicing our opinion about different things, just conversating about politics tonight. Notice the Democrats don't mention policy. They only talk about Trump. Exactly. They're not mentioning policy. And I kind of hate when they target each other on a disrespectful level. I really want to hear them talk about policies because you got to understand the whole time that they're sitting there jabbing back and forth at each other, you have the American public, people who waking up at 3, 4 in the morning, going to work, riding on the freeway an hour and a half, 2 hours to get home and to work. And, we want to hear an agenda. Things are hard for us right now. And I mean, all of us is living in this world and we're looking at it from a different angle and we want different things to be better for us. So, I mean, sitting back and watching the presidential candidates just take jabs at each other is not going to help none of us get over the hump. Angela Lewis, why do you think Trump is always coming out on two? Is God. Exactly. I love Donald Trump. Mimo, you are right. Exactly. Do you do OTR? No, I don't do OTR. I'm a local truck driver. Policies ain't law. Exactly. You're right about that. Policies ain't law. So it can flip. It can flip either way. Policies are not law. It can flip either way. So exactly, they can implement something, but they can change it just as fast. That's one thing I say. These presidential candidates could definitely get up here and they could tell us, what, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And, they're basically doing it just to sway your vote. I understand that. A lot of things that they promise, they're not going to be able to get in there because everything has to go through Congress. It's a lot of things you have to do before you can actually put something into law, sign a bill. Because one thing about this that I noticed, and I think I noticed it when um, Biden was in office, and I noticed it when Obama was in office, is that when they trying to push a policy through, if you wanted to go through Congress, you almost got to give Congress something they want to push through, or they won't sign off on it. You might go through Congress and say, hey, I'm trying to sign this, get this bill pushed through, and they read the bill and see exactly what you're trying to do. But then they'll also show you something that they're trying to push through. And if you don't sign off on what they want to get done, then they're not going to sign off on what you're trying to get done. And then the Congress is always stagnated and then they have to vote on it and stuff like that. So it's definitely a struggle when it comes to politics, man. Nothing's never in law. That's one thing. But we got Sassy Me, I like and sub, but gotta run. I'll have a great night. Exactly. I sure appreciate you, Sassy Me, for subscribing to the channel. I'm only gonna stay on here for probably about 2 more minutes. I have to work in the morning. It is getting late, and I did jump on this live. But I sure appreciate you guys for jumping in on live. This is the Aaron L Show. This weekend, man, we definitely gonna turn up. I'm gonna try to get on here early. My grandson got a birthday party this weekend, but when I this weekend I'm gonna schedule live probably from like 7 o'clock or 6, and we gonna rock it to about 8. Man, I'm gonna stay on here about 2 hours. Subscribers. I hope that everybody jumped in on the channel, did give me a subscription. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. All you have to do is push the subscribe button. You can push the like button. That's free. Because what it does is it support the channel, and it's definitely motivation. When you get on the live, and I think I had 294 subscribers. Even though I don't get a dime to sit on here for an hour. But what I do get is when I get off this live, I look at my subscribers. If it's 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 new people, man, that be the motivation. That's what make me feel like, whatever goals I have for this channel, I'm going to achieve them. And all I have to do is just keep pushing. I don't expect to go live and have 1,000 new subscribers off an hour live. But what I do is I really appreciate the 3, 4, 5, or 10 or 15 or whatever subscriptions I get from people when I go live, because it just gives me the motivation to feel like I'm going to get over the hump. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for watching my live. I'm almost at 50 minutes. I'm going to get off now because I got a couple other things got to do. My son got a little fish tank in here that needs to be washed out. I got a couple things I need to do around the house before I lay down to get up and go to work tomorrow. But I definitely will go live tomorrow. My son, it's probably going to be later, or I might not go live because my son got a high school football game. And we're definitely going to be up there supporting him at 7 p.m. until about 9:30, 10. So I might not go live Friday, but I'm going to make it up Saturday. I'm going to probably go live for 2 hours, but I got to find something to ramble about. So I'm definitely going to have to write some stuff down. I'm going to have to do a script. I don't have a script, man. I sit on here for 50 minutes and, I love to talk. So that's why I told my son, I said, you know what? I think my YouTube channel is going to be huge because I love to talk. I get on here for 50 minutes and talk nonstop, and I don't got no script. It's just I love to talk, man. So I really appreciate all you guys watching me. I'm at about 50 minutes, so I'm going to end it now. Appreciate you guys if you like, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it's the Aaron L Show. We will be back Saturday around maybe 7 p.m. I'm gonna make sure that schedule the live, and I appreciate you guys for watching my channel. Thank you. Here's the tunes. The orchestra's tuned up. Let's go with it, and that's what we're seeing. Well, one thing that a lot of people have been criticizing that they thought that they're not seeing coming into this convention is where she stands on a lot of policy, what policy she's going to be introducing. For the most part, unless it's really positive, Zach, you steer clear of that at this point. You are not out to get specifics. You are out to get emotion.